about 4.5 years ago after living most of my life in the U.S. as a legal resident. All my family's back home. My son is even serving in the U.S. military right now, fighting the war on terror. So to me, it's very important. It's only a given to be able to participate in these kind of activities. That's what has motivated me to not only hold a job, be a productive member of my community, but go that extra mile to help families that are in the same situation that I am. I currently I work with several organizations. I've been co-founder of several organizations, but right now I dedicate myself to Border Church, Friends of Friendship Park, and another group of deported veterans, Unified U.S. Deported Veterans. We have an office right at the border, a given because that's the first point of contact when the person is deported. It's very important for us that we establish that contact with the person that's being deported so we can offer the assistance they need to be able to integrate into the community as productive members of the community. Our mission is to return home legally one day, but in the meantime, to be productive members of our community. That's very important. And the only way we can achieve it is by being role models for them and offering them the assistance of medical treatment they might require, therapy, job placement, just even somebody to talk to, a friend, somebody that can help them file for their benefits, which are being denied, or not actually being denied, but the VA is very nice about it. We'll give you your benefits. All you got to do is come over to the VA across the border. So you can imagine. But regardless, we're not going to stop. We're going to keep working. We have very good contact with a lot of different congressional persons. We just recently had the opportunity to meet with a congresswoman from Ontario, California, Miss Norma Sanchez Torres, pardon me. The reason for that is we have a veteran that was just recently deported in June, and he deported after living since he was a child in the United States. As soon as he got here, we were able to make contact with him through our friends at Casa Migrante. Sean, Casa Migrante was incredible. They allowed him to stay there for a while. Something that it's not normal, but they were so gracious to do it. But in the meantime, Miguel got a job as a barber doing what he likes to do, working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, until he had enough money to get his own apartment. However, a month ago on his way to work, he was assaulted, ended up suffering a fractured hip. So the contact with the congresswoman was so that she could help us to perhaps be able to push for a humanitarian visa to be able to afford him the surgery he needs at the VA in the United States. However, U.S.A. denied that humanitarian visa for him. So now we've got to look at a situation of having him receive that surgery here in Tijuana. It's been a month ago that he's been suffering with the pain, and you know, as we all know, a fractured bone after a while starts to heal, and if it's not taken care of, it starts to heal improperly, which is going to complicate things. But these are some of the different obstacles that we run into. If he would not have been in contact with us, we don't know what could have happened to him. So at least we're very happy for that part.
Robert, can you talk a little bit about the proposal for the shared park that's going on?
Absolutely. Thank you very much. I will. A question for you all. Most of you, this is your first time in Mexico, first time to the border, right? How do you feel? You feel comfortable? Did you feel welcome? Did you feel any kind of fear, any threat or anything like that? None whatsoever? You felt like you were at home between friends? Right?
Yeah.
Well, that is the base of this petition that we have before President Trump and President Peña Nieto to create a truly binational park here on the Mexican border. A couple of different reasons. One of them, which is, they're all just as important, is so that families that have been separated by unjust immigration laws will have a space where they can be a family, where they can hug, where the grandma can finally be able to hug her little grandchildren she's never met, where a mother can hug her daughter that she hasn't hugged for 20, 30 years. where families can come together, where they can share a meal together. But it's also goes a little bit further than that. It's also creates a situation that it allows people from both countries, you folks that have never been here on the border, and people that live here on the border, to get to know each other. You know, it's Friendship Park, to come together as friends. If we're friends and we care about each other, then we're going to keep an eye out for each other. We're going to protect each other. We're going to wish the best for each other, the well-being for each other. So what we truly believe is that by creating a space like this and getting to know each other better, we're going to be able to secure the border in a friendly way. We believe friendship is the answer to securing the border. If we create walls, if we create hate between people, that only creates more division, that only creates more violence between people. But if we all know each other, if we feel comfortable with each other, we care for each other, we're going to keep an eye out for each other. We are our brother's keeper. You know, we will come together, we will be friends, we will be secure. The other thing that we strongly believe that will occur is that by creating this space for families to come together, the undocumented border crossings will be not eliminated completely, but we will see a decrease in them. Why? Because a lot of people take that unnecessary risk of risking their life to cross the border either through the ocean, through the deserts, because of the desperation, the anxiety of being with their family. You can imagine if you're a mother, if you're a father, you have a child, and your child was 6 months old when you were deported, and it's been 2 years, 3 years, and you haven't been able to see your child. You haven't been able to hug your child. A mother has not been able to see that beautiful child. The desperation that can mount up in the person. And we believe that by allowing a space where families can come together, it'll ease that desperation a little bit to allow the person to be able to withstand that desperation a little bit further while they continue to seek a legal avenue to be able to return legally back to the United States. That's why to us the proposal to build binational park instead of useless sensitive border walls is very important to us, and we're going to work very hard to accomplish it. And if any of you believe that this is the way to go, we would love to have your support by going online to our petition. It's in Spanish and English. It tells you all about what we're planning to do. And I've got some brochures, and like our friend Dan said, a challenge is that if you really believe in what we're doing, get 5 of your friends to sign the petition and share for us also. We create enough momentum, then both governments will be able to take us seriously and be able to perhaps look at this project as something that can work for the best of both countries.
Thanks, Robert, so much. Any thoughts or questions for Robert on that?
What is the number of people that need to sign the petition to make it work? What is the...
There is really no set number. And of course, we all know, like anything, the higher the numbers, the better response we're going to be able to obtain from the government. Last year, we had initiated a petition was called Let Them Hug, so that families would be able to hug through the openings, which is the way it used to be back before 2008. And of course, Border Patrol rejected it. That's why this time we decided to initiate the petition to somebody with more authority, which of course the highest authority, the president of both countries.
Thank you. Robert, thanks for your hard work down here, my friend.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and we'll look forward to mobilizing Phil to see this park through, hopefully.
We would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's to me it's something incredible, because just like we want you to feel comfortable when you come down here, we feel that that's what's going to really be able to secure the border. Everybody wants a secure border. Nobody wants crime in their neighborhood, to be a victim of crime. That's the last thing any of us want. So we definitely believe in securing the border, but if you do it the correct way, through peace, through friendship, that is true security of the border.
All right, my friend. Thanks, Robert.